Careful. These 3 bins must remain here as they meet all city sanitation codes per this directive.
This is completely unacceptable, and I will...
Cold air slapped my face as I stepped onto the driveway. It was 6:02 a.m., sky the color of wet steel, the streetlights still buzzing. A pickup idled by the curb, hazard lights flashing orange. The smell of asphalt and someone's strong coffee drifted over. A woman in a neon vest, the one who loves rules like candy, waved at 2 guys loading my city-issued trash cans into the bed like trophies. I said, "Hey, those are mine." She said, "Community property," while checking a clipboard. The truck rolled off, taillights blinking, and I was left with tire marks, a hollow clatter in my chest, and a raccoon staring at me like even it couldn't believe what it just saw. This is what the fight was about. HOA seized my driveway trash cans for 6 days. Too bad I am the code director. They claimed cans can't be visible before 9 p.m. the night before pickup. It was May 3rd, 2024, new route, new pickup time window. The city told us place cans by 6:00 a.m. The HOA president, Karen, said the rule is the rule and sent a notice at 5:58 a.m., then a fine at 6:01, $25 per day plus a storage fee. My cans vanished. Neighbors peeked through blinds. One texted me later, "I don't want trouble." Another whispered sorry by the mailbox and scurried off. I stood in the driveway with the smell of coffee and humiliation folding into one. I tried nice first. I emailed the board. I called the manager. I showed up at the clubhouse at 7:30 that night with the city mailer in my hand. Karen smiled without warmth and said, "Bring it to open comment in June." I said, "That's a month away." She slid a paper across the table. Storage invoice, $150 in block letters. The treasurer wouldn't meet my eyes. In the hall, a neighbor murmured, "Just pay it, they'll stop." I could feel my ears burn. I went home and set a quiet rule for myself. No shouting, no storming, no petty stunts. Proper channels only. I lined up photos, emails, and call logs in a binder. I started a timeline on a yellow pad. Timeline item 1, April 5 at 4:27 a.m. false trespass call. Timeline item 2, April 19th at 9:00 p.m. warning slip without cause. Timeline item 3, May through at 6:02 a.m. can seizure while within city window. My line in the sand was simple. I would not use my job to lean on anyone, but I would not lie down. I filed a resident complaint with the city like any person could. I attached the route change notice, the snapshots, and the HOA emails. I submitted a public records request for HOA correspondence with sanitation because our contract is public when it touches city service. When the lady at the desk said anything else, I said yes, the board's meeting minutes for the past 6 months, and the enforcement log. 2 days later, the file landed with 63 pages. Patterns jumped out in blue ink. Same names, same timestamps, 11 complaints filed at odd hours, lots of copy-paste. A simple law line kept pulsing in my head. Patterns of false reports can be prosecuted. I checked the bylaws, too. There's a clause most people miss. Containers must not obstruct or be stored in common egress. The HOA had stacked 20 confiscated cans in the mechanical room behind the pool gate, right in front of the emergency exit. I did not step foot there. I sent the location to the fire inspector with a resident safety concern form, standard intake, no special favors, and I wrote, "I am recusing from any case assignment due to my residence. Paper trail neat, emotions tight." The payoff came on a breeze that smelled like cut grass and rubber hose. Open session, June 1st, 7:00 p.m. I sat in the second row. Phones were out. Karen took the mic and said we must keep order. I asked for 2 minutes. She said 1. I started with dates. May 3, 2024. The city moved pickup to early morning. You seized my cans at 6:02 a.m. while I was compliant. I slid the binder to the edge of the table and turned on the little projector in my backpack. On the screen, the route notice, the timestamped photo of my cans at the curb at 5:56 a.m., the board email at 5:58, the pickup truck at my driveway at 6:02. Gasps and a laugh bubbled from the back. Next slide, the spreadsheet of 11 complaints made at 4:27 a.m., 3:11 a.m., 5:03 a.m., all during quiet hours. I said, "Here's the public file, 63 pages. I flipped to the clause on egress. Then the door opened. 2 city inspectors stepped in along with the fire marshal. A neighbor whispered, "Oh boy," and 3 phones shot up. An inspector asked where the mechanical room was. Karen said, "This is a private meeting." The marshal said, "Egress is not private." We all walked outside. The air was warm and smelled like chlorine. They opened the gate. There they were. 20 plastic cans stacked like Lego, blockading a red-lit exit sign. Laughter popped, then turned into that hiss people make when they feel secondhand shame. The marshal's pen scratched. He said, "Move them now." As staff scrambled, a patrol car rolled past, slow and curious. The officer listened, looked at my binder, and said, "Taking city property and storing it off limits looks a lot like interference." He added, "That's a civil matter, but it becomes criminal when it risks safety." No cuffs, no drama, just the dull weight of forms and the click of body cams catching the facts. By the next morning, the board's emails grew extra polite. The fines were reversed, the storage invoice canceled, and my cans returned to my driveway with an apology note that said, misunderstanding. The city issued citations to the HOA for obstructed egress and interference with municipal containers. The amounts were not small, $1,200 total, due in 30 days. The public reaction didn't stop at the clubhouse. Someone posted the projector clip online with the caption, "Code guy nukes HOA with their own rules." Views climbed into the tens of thousands. The comments were a mix of, "Teach me your ways and my HOA needs this." A neighbor's teen made a remix with dramatic music. People laughed, but they also relaxed. In the mail kiosk line, shoulders uncurled. Folks said thank you under their breath like the air had gotten lighter. Peace didn't just arrive, we made it. Karen resigned as president on June 12th and kept her seat as a regular member to finish her term with no enforcement authority. The board voted to sync community rules with city service windows. They added a clear grace period and banned enforcement during quiet hours. We set up a town hall with lemonade and folding chairs. I brought donuts, the good ones with the thick glaze. I reminded everyone I didn't swing a hammer. I just used the map we all share. Laws are guardrails, not weapons. Neighbors grinned. A little girl drew a rainbow chalk line from my curb to the next, a bright bridge. On the chalk, I wrote the end of my timeline. Timeline item 4, June 12th at 9:00 p.m., board adopts sane trash policy. Then I put my binder back on the shelf where it belongs and took out the recycling with a steady, ordinary breath. Please follow for more HOA showdowns like this. Do you think she got what she deserves? Comment below.